Thank you guys so much for staying. I'm going to do this so that we're both on here. Are we both? Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Let's put us both here. Can I? There we go. So that we're both on here. Thank you for that awesome presentation. I was here, even though I wasn't on camera, and I got warm and sweaty just getting excited listening to you. So that was amazing. Thank you for hanging on, those of you. I was reading all of the comments. They were amazing. Ferris, thank you for the awesome comment. Like Ferris was like, she was like firing away as you were talking. It was awesome. Emerald, you said a couple things I wanted to mention. You said that $4,000 mark, that's right on the money. That $4,000 mark is a life-changing number. In all my years in network marketing, that was the number. People could quit their jobs. It was a real financial kind of freedom place. Earning $4,000 a month in network marketing. And she also commented about it's not just work from home, it's work from anywhere. She was in the park. Literally, this is the norm now. This is the norm. Oh, that's so awesome. Thank you for sharing that, Emerald. This is the norm of working from home and, making sure that you have options and you have alignment and that you can be excited. Tonight, we're going to talk about a couple of things. I'm going to go on one path and we'll see what Molly has to interject or what your questions are. But I want to talk to you guys about, do you ever feel like this? Like, what do I lead with? Do I lead with a membership or do I lead with the opportunity? Over all of my years in network marketing is a very common question, no matter what the company I was with. Like, so do you lead with the product or do you lead with the opportunity? And then how do you actually do that? What's the language around that? Here's my answer to that question. Yes. The answer is yes. I lead with the opportunity and the product. And it's because I can't talk about one without talking about the other. I cannot share the amazing membership. I cannot share the amazing calls, the leaders, the community, the resources without also sharing with people the opportunity to get that membership paid for, or the fact that that can bring you freedom, financial freedom. So I lead with both. So how do you talk about that? What I have found, Molly and I have a lot of conversations about this. We, in general, when I'm talking with you women and on the calls in Radiant Leadership, we talk about the fact that women get real locked up when it comes to talking about money. You know why you lead with the product? Because it's easier to talk about the product. You don't feel uncomfortable about the product. But when you talk about money, people go, ooh, I'm uncomfortable with it. And then that makes other people uncomfortable with it. So it really, really stems from your own kind of money mindset and ability to be really, really comfortable in general talking about that. And another thing is I used to tell people I would ask this question. Do you feel uncomfortable talking about money? Yes or no? If the answer was yes, then the person they were talking to immediately felt uncomfortable when you started talking about money. So that is a real thing. Because you are an accountant. Joni, you are a unicorn. That is a unicorn position. So you are very comfortable talking about money. But people know this. Like, have you ever heard the statement, dogs and bees can smell fear? Well, so can people. We can feel it. If you are uncomfortable or if you have fear around something and you begin to speak about it, the people that you're speaking to, they may not hear it with their ears. They may not see it with their eyes, but they feel it. They feel that kind of energy that comes out of you, which is why I always crack up. Like if I'm talking to somebody, and I was talking with somebody just recently on Zoom, and I didn't feel like I was like loud. I'm a loud person, but I didn't feel like I was being loud in this conversation. I didn't feel like I was like overly excited. And she goes, I can really hear your passion. And I thought that's so funny because I felt like I was subdued. But I think it's the energy that comes out when you're speaking the words, right? That is why I always say passion is a strategy. Your passion is a strategy in your business. When you're very passionate about something, people feel it. And guess what? Everybody wants to be inspired by a passionate person. I have always said this. I would rather listen to a 2-hour convention of somebody talking about dirt, if they were super passionate about it, than a subject that I was really interested in and somebody that just was speaking off of a script. There is a massive difference. Passionate people get things done because people are moved by the passion. So there is a real piece in here that you have to become comfortable with it. How do you do that? First of all, get your butt into Radiant Leadership Academy. We spent 4 weeks on there. The women that are in there now, they're on week 7. We started 4, 5, and 6. No, 5, 6, and 7 have been in the money pillar. We have one more. We're busting through some barriers. We're breaking some of this off. But then how do you really break it off? This is the beginning, right? This is the beginning, RLA. But how do you really break it off? By breaking it off, by talking about it. Like once you begin to speak about it, it's not nearly as scary. It's like the monster under the bed. Well, I'm afraid, blah, blah, blah. But generally speaking, women feel like, well, I don't have the authority to talk about money because I'm not making any money yet. I'm not making any money yet. So how can I talk to, I rebuke that lie. You get to ride on the coattails of other people that are doing it, right? You get to ride on the coattails of what we're doing here at Radiant Leadership. Now, I was on a call right before this one, and the woman was talking about, I said, what's the barrier for you to get started today? What are your barriers? And she said what her barrier was her own self-confidence. And I said, guess what? You get to ride on our belief. So let me talk to you about how I talk to somebody about the money piece. So I'm going to use Molly because Molly's here. I will not make you talk a ton, Molly, but we're going to do a little bit of role playing. I'm prospecting Molly. I'm explaining to her about the power of the membership and all of the good things, and she's liking it. I'll talk to her about the benefits. I'll say, we have, courses in all of these different areas, and she'll be like, okay, blah, blah, blah. Then my next question will be, Molly. But let me ask you a question, Molly. What's your dream? Like, what's your big dream? How would you answer that? If just, you don't have to say your own dream, but just how would you answer it if we're role playing? I mean, I know what your dream is.
Gosh, I have two that immediately come to mind, but the one that God's been tugging on my heart the most is he gives me a vision of this little girl that's tugging on my sweater as I'm sitting in this chair and says, mommy, come play with me. And I'm like, sorry, honey, mommy has to work. And it kills me every time. And then the vision evaporates and I'm just shredded. And so it's really for my future family, because Michelle says this all the time. I'm not a mom yet, but I will be. No, I'm not pregnant, but in time, whenever it's going to come. But that crushes me. And so I'm just like, oh, because God just gets me back in line whenever I'm like kind of trailing off. He's like, nope, remember what I told you. So that really gets me every time. I'm like, okay, because he knows what I want. He knows your desires. So that is my dream.
I would say leverage. Then you want the ability to have to have choices and leverage, right? Yes. So when I am casting a vision for somebody and talking about the opportunity, I have to know what somebody else's dream is. I can't possibly cast a vision for them of what's possible here without that piece. So those of you that have been on the phone with me, a lot of times people are uncomfortable even with that question because maybe they don't even know yet. Like Molly talked about your dreamer being broken. It's an exercise that you have to work on. Like, what is your dream? So here's a question for those. Answer in the text as I ask you guys this. If I handed you a winning lottery ticket, it was a $20 million lottery ticket, what would you do with it? For real. Don't tell me you'd pay off I know you're going to pay off the bills. I know you're going to give to charity. I know all of that. What are you going to do with that $20 million lottery ticket? That is a great question to continue to ask yourself over and over to help kickstart the dreamer again. I've done this many times at trainings. I actually handed people a ticket. I was like, by the way, if I win, I get 10% of that winning right there. As I bought that ticket. But if this is the winning ticket, what would you do? What would you do? You have to be able to help people to kickstart that dreamer again. I would grow GPA while traveling in my RV. I love that idea. Set my kids up to pay for their education. Start a transitional village, a compound. I'm in. I want to live on the compound, Kimberly, with you. I want a compound. Okay, let's see what else. Once you start dreaming, yes, you're so right. My dream is to retire my farmer hubby with pride. Amen. I want that for you so bad, Jenny. So bad. Farmers work. They keep this country moving. To buy a house in the country, get lots of animals and dogs and horses. Basically, horses are like giant dogs anyway. Yes, I love it so much. But you have to be able to, when you're casting a vision for somebody, it's important that you know as their enroller, and it's important that they know, because let me tell you something, days are not easy. We live in a world, the world is crazy, and days are hard. And if we do not have the hope for something painted in the future, we cannot get through it. Suicide is like I lost my sister to suicide in November of this year. And it is a very difficult thing to think that people, the hope is so lacking. We have to continue to spur people onto hope. start an entrepreneur school. You did it, my friend. That's right here, girlfriend. I love it. I would love to start a church. Oh my goodness, these are my two girls right here. Look at what they want to do. This just blesses my heart. I love this so much. And I guarantee you, the more you tap into it, the more it will come alive. Just like when you were a child and you thought you could be everything. My brother, when he was a child, he wanted to be an astronaut, punk rock policeman. That was his dream. He was a little boy, but he was all these things and nothing was impossible to him. Right. I just think that is a beautiful, beautiful thing. So that's where I begin. Once I talk about the membership and the value in there, and it's important that you have your own personal testimony that you're sharing with somebody. The next piece of that, as you're talking about the opportunity, is to continue to ask them a question or questions to find out what their dream is. You need to know it. What's the end game? Some want to stay home with their children. Some want to get out of the house, right? Some want freedom. Some want to retire their spouses. Some want to get out from under debt. Some just want, the choices in their own lives. They want to travel. They've never traveled. There's a million things and there's a million reasons in each individual person, but you need to know it and they need to say it for you and for them. So I always ask, what's their dream? And then I'll ask them, I know, I wonder that myself, Fairlith, all the time. I wonder that. So then the next part of that question is why? Okay, Molly, you're back. So you want to be able to have the leverage to be able to be home and spend time with this baby. Obviously, it's a little girl in your vision, with your daughter. Maybe you already know her name. Why? Why do you want to be home with her?
I want to be able to give her the time and attention that my mom wasn't able to give me because she was so busy providing, and really being able to be there and have deep conversations, have real talks. There's so much going on in the world from when I was a little kid to now. And then by the time I have kids, and it's like, wow, I want to make sure that she has a safe place that she can come and talk to. And mom and dad aren't so busy that we can't have real conversations. And I know they're going to make their own choices. They're not going to be perfect, but I want to give them that space where they know I'm here and I want to talk and I want to go there and have that depth in my relationship, because I didn't have that growing up. I had a lot of surface level talks, but no real depth. And that means everything to me.
That's beautiful. I'm trying real hard not to cry because they all know me. I'll let the waterworks flow. That is the number one reason that I started network marketing, because I wanted to be home so badly with my kids. And here they're gone. I always tell, I was sitting with a woman yesterday who had her first child. Her baby was a little over 1. And she was talking about how tired she was and how hard it is. And I just said, it goes in a blink. And I have years that I wish so desperately that I could just take back. Those moments, that time is the most precious commodity that we have in our entire lives. That is a beautiful thing. So I ask what somebody's dream is, and then I ask them why. And it's for you, their enroller, to know, and it's for them. It's for both. For one thing, you now, on the days that they call you up and they say, Molly, I'm done. I've heard 10 no's this week, which we all know it's really hard to get 10 actual no's, but I've heard 10 no's this week and I don't want to do this anymore. I guess this isn't for me. Then Molly will say to you, or I would say to Molly, I get it. We all have hard weeks, but don't forget that little girl that's tugging on the back of your shirt. She deserves for you to give this everything that you've got. Why did you sign up here in the first place? Because you felt aligned and you knew that God was calling you here. Do not allow some no's to steal that from you and your future child. It's important that you know that so you can continue to remind people. Those of you that have done calls with me, Molly, about this, why do we ask you what your why is? That's part of it. Because we don't want you to forget, because the enemy wants you to go, it's too hard. It's never going to happen anyway. It's not for me. It's for somebody else. It's for you. I want you to know it's for you. The dream that's in your heart is not too big. You deserve to have that. And when you have that dream, you're giving somebody else permission to dream also. So this is an important part of leading with the business. I haven't even talked about it yet, have I? But when you connect with people on this level, right? First of all, you're creating a connection. This is something very special for somebody to share their dream with you. And then for you to say to them, I'm going to help that dream become real. Now that I know it, now that I know your why, it's part of mine. It becomes part of my why. I have my why, I have all my reasons, but it becomes part of it for me. So that on the days that I'm frustrated, I remember that Molly wants to be home and she deserves that. So I keep going. Even if for today, I don't want to do it for me, I want to do it for Molly. So it's important for you and for them, right? It's important for you and for them. I had this conversation with Molly yesterday. There's a lot of network marketing companies out there in the world. At any given moment, the statistic is there's about 1,200. Many of them you've never heard of. There's about 1,200 at any given moment. Most don't last around 3 years. That's the truth, because you have people that don't know how to run them and they just fall apart, whatever. But I'm not going to say the name of a company, but I'm just going to talk about a product, cleaning products. Do you think I buy cleaning products at the store? I've even made cleaning products because I want them to be natural. I buy natural ones, whatever. Do you think somebody wakes up in the middle of the night and they're like, oh my gosh, I am so inspired to clean with this cleaning spray that's natural. I can't sleep. Do you think that's what people get that excited about? Or do you think that people are so excited because they know that if they just share that with other people, they have the potential to earn? Now, we happen to be very blessed here at GPA because our product is something to get really excited about. It's like amazing what we have in our membership. Yes. But beyond even that, beyond the fact that we have amazing resources for personal and professional development, we have women who are sold out for Jesus. We have amazing coaching calls. Beyond that, what we have is an opportunity for women to take that and turn that into life-changing income. So for those of you that are afraid to talk about the opportunity and you're like, I just can't get anybody excited, I promise you this, when you start talking about the fact that people could actually take this product that's digital, that they don't have to have shipped ever, that they don't have to stock ever, that's continuing to improve constantly. And when you talk to them about that and how that very, very simple product can turn into income, now you're piquing their interest. So you're doing yourself a disservice and them by not at least sharing it with them. And the conversation that I had with Jessica today, the call that we were on, I said to the woman on the call, I said, and if money is an issue, all you have to do is sign up as a basic member and sign up one VIP a month. That pays for your membership. So actually, it more than pays for your membership. And by the way, if money is an issue, they need this more than ever. That's the truth. This is a simple product. It is inexpensive. I guarantee most of you are spending more than $150 a month on stuff that doesn't matter, doesn't improve your life, and certainly doesn't give you the opportunity to become wealthy. Promise you. Because I was there too. So leading with the opportunity, you see it's more in depth than just saying, hey, by the way, you could be an ambassador here. It goes really, really deep. Let me tell you a secret here. For those of you that are enrolling people, and you're wondering, how do I get them excited? Get them paid. I become obsessed with helping people get paid. Statistically, in the profession of network marketing, as you, the statistics of people staying in a company, the percentage goes up hundreds by the hundreds. If you get people paid even $1 within 6 months, because it sparks this little thing that they're like, man, that was pretty easy. I didn't really have to do much to get paid. So make it your goal when you sign up somebody to say, hey, let's get this membership paid for. Who can we get on the phone with? Who can get on the phone with? And that is a magic ingredient. I'm telling you, that's a huge one. There's all kinds of stuff here. Molly says, last time I audited my auto ships, got rid of over $300. Oh, that $300, that's a lot of stuff. That is a lot of stuff that she didn't need. You don't even maybe know. You don't even maybe know what you have on auto ship. It's like, I'm just the TV ones. How many of them are there now? There's every actual cable channel, Stars, HBO, they all have their own. Then you have Netflix, Prime keeps going. I don't even know what Prime is anymore. It keeps going up and up and up. All these things, right, that are like necessities. Can any of those help you get wealthy? No. Can they set you free? Nope. Can they change your life? Nope. I mean, maybe they can in the wrong way, but there is value to what we do. And I want to add another layer to this in leading with the opportunity, that like, this is so much more than just a sign up, because you know that you're engaging women with other women that have Christ at the center, and their lives are going to change. It's just a given. Jessica's, I heard her testimony before the opportunity call that you guys were all on. And I was like, wow. And the things that she was saying, she didn't even share it, but she has multiple streams of income, and one of her businesses doubled as a result of the growth that she is having here in GPA. She's an ambassador here. She's sharing it, but because of what she's learned with the resources, with the community, with the growth, her other business doubled. I mean, win-win. Can you just say yes? Win, win, win. That's what happens. Like, as you are developing and becoming a better leader and growing personally and growing professionally, like, everything begins to change around you. She talked about her husband. He's like, hey, I don't care if it costs me nothing. This is amazing. What's happening to you? I don't care if you ever make a dime. Like, isn't that an amazing testimony? And she's going to make a dime. Dawn says she rake advanced it. The other company that she's with as well. You guys, that's a big deal. That's a very, very big deal. You know, I've told you guys this before, that God has told me that women are going to make more in a month here than they've ever made in a year. That's a big, big ask. Big ask. I want to challenge you guys to stop being ashamed to talk about the money. You know, people are ashamed to talk about the fact that maybe they're not doing well financially. They don't want to share it with other people. Just be open. Just be open with people. Just tell them, hey, here is an opportunity. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if you need it. I don't know if you're concerned about the economy. This has got to be part of the conversation, I think, right now. And it's not a sales tactic. This is legitimate. This is legitimate protection. We don't know. And if you listen to certain, go down certain rabbit holes of people in certain threads, like, the sky is legitimately falling and everything's going to hell in a handbasket fast. And so it is just being a good steward, in my opinion, to build something up in the event that things go sideways. I mean, they have already gone sideways, right? But what we know in particular about this profession is, as a matter of fact, all of if you guys were on the call earlier and Molly hit all these 4 different economic trends, the knowledge-based business, coaching, network marketing, just those 3 alone, all bumped up in 2020 in ways that they hadn't before. What was 2020? Economic, downturn, life downturn. All 3 of those went up. So you know that you're in the right place, with the right company, with the right people at the right time, in the right economic trend. People say, I don't know, this and that and the other thing. Say, you may not know, but I do. People are moved by your confidence. How confident are you that you are here at the right place? And if you're not confident in what you can do, be confident in the fact that God called you here and he will equip you, and we are here to help you. Like, you're not alone. You are not alone. I think you guys know that. The ones of you that have been here, you know that, right? Because all you have to do is reach out to us, and any one of us, any one of the people on the team, we're like, I mean, I don't know that it'll always be this way as we grow. We may not be as fast to get back to you, but as it is now, like, the emails come in, I go to check the emails. I'm like, oh, those have been answered like a long time ago. Messages come in and somebody on the team is getting it to them fast. And do you want to know why? Like, we are obsessed with helping you guys. We are obsessed with making sure that whatever you need, you have, so that you can fulfill your dream, your purpose on this earth. Because guess what? When we know this is a fact. When your finances are handled, when you're no longer worried because you're not worried about paying the bills, you can then begin to work on increase, planting seeds, philanthropic works, missionary work, taking out of the abundance of what God has blessed you with and go and bless other people with it. And do you think for 1 second that that is not a holy call? If that is a holy call, then telling people about the opportunity is a holy call. So do not be afraid. If you are afraid, get one of us on a call. We'll do the talking for you until you're comfortable with it. but don't shortchange somebody else because of being uncomfortable. Don't shortchange it. Like, they deserve to know about it. So I sat down last night. I had dinner with the owner of a $60 million a year company, a couple-year-old company. And do you want to know what I asked him? I said, I want to know, tell me, how you started your company, but I want to know your big vision. Like, tell me your big dream. I love to ask people that question. And he was super excited to share it. Here you have this guy, everybody wants a piece of him because whatever. I was like, so he was telling me how the company got started and how their numbers and how they've grown and everything. I was like, oh, that's super awesome. So what's like the big picture for you? What's the big dream? And he was super excited to share it. And it was a big old dream. And I'm going to share that with you guys at Activate, by the way. My conversation, what I did yesterday, you're all going to hear about at Activate. I'm so excited. I just want to tell you guys this, like what we have now is just it's like a dot compared to what God wants to do here with this and with you. I'm really excited about it. I'm just humbled. I just feel like we don't even actually know the full picture of what God wants to do here with GPA. But it's a part of a really, really big story where God wants to redeem the earth. The earth, us. How does he redeem the earth? By allowing us to fulfill our purpose. So in our circle, we can bless people and then it spreads. It just continues, but it has to start here. Like, we're the church. We're the hands and feet. We're that. How do we do it? Starts right here with us. Let's grow. Let's get better. Be obsessed with getting better. Be obsessed with growing. Be obsessed with knowing God so well that you can hear him, right? Then go tell other people about that. Like, man, let them see that. Invite them into this community. Invite them to grow and change and shape, because their family is going to change and their lives are going to change. And then guess what? As these commission checks get bigger and bigger every week, then guess what? Then you can go out and do other things with it. Molly starting a school for entrepreneurs. Ferris starting a church. I saw a couple of farms. We got a bunch of farmers on here, a couple of farms and ranches. I do too, but I want a mini one. I want like mini goats, mini cows. I want all minis. Everyone thinks I'm crazy. Yes, I want to go to the farms. I'll do a GPA farm tour and get a motorhome and travel and go see all you guys. Money doesn't buy you happiness. That is the truth. I've known very, very wealthy, miserable, unhappy, selfish, greedy people. It kind of makes you more of what you actually were in the first place. So if you were a miserable soul and your lordship was off and you didn't have God at the center and you got a bunch of money, you're still going to be that. You're going to be more of it. I want to visit your farm, Jenny. Retreats are a must. We're going to do retreats here. Oh, I have so many ideas. And if you were a giving soul, but maybe you were just broke all the time, but then you have money, guess what? That thing that God created you to be gets to come out. It just gets to come out. We did this cool thing in RLA last week, the $20 challenge. And there is something so priceless about handing cash money to another person. It's priceless. I gave a $100 tip to somebody at a restaurant once. It was a man, and he came back and he cried. He goes, no. He actually told me no. He's like, no. And I said, yes, take it. You're a giving but broke soul. Well, we need to put money in your pocket, Fairless, so that you can be a giving soul with a fat wallet. And giving isn't only about money. It's about giving of your time, of your heart, right? It's all of it, but it also includes money, because money is the thing. Oh my, I don't have time because it's 30 minutes, but I could tell you some stories of some really amazing financial gifts that have been given to me. And some of them would blow your mind. You're like, really? Somebody wrote you a check like that? Yes. Crazy. Just because God laid it on their heart. Don't you want to be that person? Are you tired of being the person that is in need, but you want to fulfill the need? Oh, don't you want to be the one you hear about, like your neighbors down the street, something bad happened, and you order on Instacart like hundreds of dollars of groceries and just have it show up at somebody's door? How awesome is that? I have a thing about feeding people and food. My gifts will always kind of be around money and food. I don't know. It's a thing. Maybe it's a mom thing. Are you guys like that? I would love to be able to give of my time, my money, my gifts, open my house. See, that's kind of the thing too. Like if maybe you're making ends meet, but you're working your butt off so hard that you don't have any time. Like that's what finances does too. It buys back your time, which enables you to do more, right? There's so much. So I don't love money. I don't worship money, but money is a very powerful tool that I want in your hand. I want you to have financial sovereignty. We already know the power of what happens when women are making money. Like we literally move the needle in our communities. We move the needle for needs. God built it in us. It's like automatically in us to do it. So how do we move the needle? We talk about the opportunity with everybody. Even when you're literally like so nervous and your stomach hurts and you feel like you're going to botch it, do it anyway. Doesn't matter. Doesn't have to be perfect. Trying to expand my gift of hospitality. I'm a great cook. Being able to bless others with that doesn't always feel like much. That is an amazing gift. Let me tell you something. I always am like, can I bring you guys dinner? And I like to cook, and I buy the like to go containers at like Smart and Final. So it looks like they got takeout food. And something like gets fulfilled in my soul when I bring people food. My name is Emerald and I'm a redhead. I need it. You do. I'll go with you. You absolutely do. I'll go. I really want to go to Ireland and Scotland. I hope that was beneficial to you guys at all. I know it was kind of more of just a lecture training. I didn't give you like tangible tools, but I hope that you understand a big part of building this business and talking the opportunity is the relationship piece of knowing your people's dreams and casting a vision for them. Your dream and casting your dream for people doesn't always fire them up. You have to cast the vision for them that is their vision. Share yours for sure, but spend more time on them, casting a vision for them and painting their picture. I can paint my picture all day long, but you know what really fires you up is painting your picture and telling you that we're going to help you make that picture a reality. And that's what we're committed to do. If you knew the hours that we didn't sleep and the amount of conversations that go on between this team, almost 24 hours a day, because Molly wakes up like long before the sun and Ferris goes to bed long after the sun. So there's really only a gap of like maybe 3 hours in a 24-hour period that somebody on this team is not awake. And when we're awake, we are thinking about you. I made it all the way through almost. But we are thinking about you and praying for God to give us the vision and the tools so that you can fulfill your purpose on this earth. So we love you guys very, very much. We thank you. What's next, Molly? Did I miss anything that they need to know? I'll put you back up. You can close it out.
I just want to say, isn't she incredible? I mean, again, she's the one that took the first step. She's the one that answered the call. And she's the one that gets to pour into all of us. I mean, like, I don't know a more perfect person to come in here and do that. And it's just incredible how she's able to speak into us. And she's been doing this for almost 2 decades, you guys, for 2 decades. So how incredible is that she gets to speak into us because she's coming from experience. And that's what we need here. We need that experience, somebody who's actually walked it before, not just a good talker, even though she's a great talker too. But she has that experience and she has the heart. And when those emotions go and she starts crying, she means it. You know, the waterworks come, but like she really has such a heart for each and every one of us. And that's what I love about her. And that's why we're so blessed to have her here and to really be able to just to lead us here. And most importantly, guess who her leader is? God. That's who she responds to. And that's the best part, because I don't know where else you're going to find that, somebody who's fully surrendered and submitted. So thank you for all of you guys that have come on here, Michelle. That was incredible. I loved it. I had people messaging me being like, I had to jump off early, send me the recording. So this was so good. So I hope you guys really just take a minute after this call, write down a few takeaways. What is the Holy Spirit saying to you? And just be bold and know that this is something that's going to change your life and the people around you. So have an amazing night, ladies. Thank you for jumping on, and we will see you on the next call next week. Bye, everyone.